The movie begins by showing an island near Montreal, where a biotech company is hired to maintain a golf club field. The company's employees use a new kind of fertilizer that melts the snow during winter and keeps the grass fresh and green, allowing rich people to enjoy playing golf throughout the year. The next day, we see Dan, a security guard, stocking up groceries in his house. Dan listens daily to a radio show that warns about unexpected disasters, and he prepares himself to face any such threats. That night, he practices lighting a fire without matches, using gunpowder from a shotgun shell, which causes a small explosion and burns off one of his eyebrows. The scene shifts to Dan's daughter, Patricia, who works as a helper at the golf club. The CEO of the biotech company, Michelle, is seen impressing a rich couple by showing how well their fertilizer is working on the grass, enhancing their golf experience. However, the real problem is underground, where the fertilizer has spread extensively and contaminated the water supply used throughout the town. In the next scene, an actor named Jacques drinks a glass of tap water at a studio, then goes shopping. At the store, fruits and vegetables are also washed and kept fresh using tap water. Suddenly, Jacques starts feeling dizzy but ignores it. When he gets home, he notices his teeth turning a greenish gum color and hears strange noises from his stomach. While searching for his wife in the bathroom, he completely transforms into a zombie. He bites and eats his wife's flesh, and she turns into a zombie as well. Jacques then gets into the bathtub, and their glowing green eyes begin to fade. Meanwhile, at the golf club, Michelle and the couple walk toward the main building and are shocked to find it deserted. Suddenly, a man comes running and shouts that people are getting sick and they should leave. He is followed by a group of employees who have turned into zombies. A dog also appears, and the woman calls it over, but it jumps on her and bites her neck. The husband and Michelle throw the dog away. As zombies approach, the woman starts transforming into one too. The two men quickly enter the building and lock the door. Unbeknownst to them, the dog sneaks inside and bites the husband's leg, so they lock him in a separate room. Soon, all the zombies gather and start banging on the door. Meanwhile, the husband also turns into a zombie and chases Michelle, who hides in the kitchen with a knife. The next scene shows Dan, who receives a call from an old woman complaining about noisy neighbors. When he arrives, her neighbors, now zombies, come outside. The old woman also turns into a zombie and chases Dan. He hides in his car and calls for help, but no one comes. Seeing zombies roaming the streets, Dan becomes worried for his daughter Patricia and tries calling her. But Patricia is also running from zombies and misses the call, increasing Dan's concern. He leaves the company car, grabs a weapon, and drives off to search for his daughter. Next, we see a boy named Andre making milk for his little sister Annie, about to use tap water, but his mother tells him to use bottled water. Andre himself never drinks tap water. He always prefers soda or other drinks. Soon his mother starts feeling dizzy, which Andre attributes to over-exercising. But shortly after, she transforms into a zombie and begins chasing him. Andre escapes, but stumbles and falls. Just as his mother is about to attack him, Dan arrives in his car and hits her, injuring her. Seeing his mother like that, Andre tries to help her, but Dan stops him and says, "This is not the time for emotions. It's time to survive." He tells Andre to hide at home and leaves. As more zombies start approaching, Andre cannot leave his mother behind. He drags her into the house and locks all the doors. He then calls the police, but hears a recorded message saying the entire island is under quarantine. In the next scene, we see the bridge that connects the island to the main city. Some police officers have blocked it, ensuring no one can go in or out. The scene shifts again, and Andre's mother tries to attack little Annie. Andre drags her and locks her in the bathroom, where he notices water dripping from the shower. Water starts dripping, and she enters the tub. Meanwhile, Annie keeps crying, and her cries attract many zombies who gather outside the door. Andre covers her with a pillow, blanket, and plastic so that her voice doesn't reach outside. After a while, all the zombies leave. Sometime later, Andre's cat returns inside the house through the pet door, and a zombie also sneaks in through the same way. Just as the zombie is about to catch Andre, he runs out of the house, and the zombie freezes. But when Andre returns with a golf stick, the zombie hides. In the next scene, Patricia is shown hiding in a garage to escape from zombies. She calls her dad, Dan, for help. Dan arrives immediately and sees many zombies outside the garage. He takes out his knife, kills some zombies, and knocks others down. Then he goes inside. At the same time, police on the bridge evacuate as the military starts bombing the infected areas. This causes a complete power outage in the town. The next morning, Annie's nanny comes to the bridge for work and finds it destroyed. Meanwhile, Andre starts filming the zombies from his house window, and a press conference is shown on the internet, where the defense minister tells people that the bridge was destroyed for the island's safety and that the situation is under control. Suddenly, Andre's phone battery dies. Andre goes inside to check on his mother and sees that her body is covered in a green sticky substance. Suddenly, his mother attacks Annie. Andre distracts her by making noise and shaking her favorite vegetable in front of her. Attracted, she chases him. Eventually, they reach the living room, where she accidentally hits a TV stand, and the TV falls on her, killing her. With a heavy heart, Andre carries his mother's body back to the bathroom and notices grass growing on her wounds. He tries to pick up her phone, but it's broken. Then he grabs a ladder and peeks outside through the front door. Many zombies are standing there, as if waiting for him to come out. Tired of staying inside, he puts Annie in a baby carrier, grabs the golf stick, and opens the door. The zombies enter the house, chasing the cat. Andre uses this distraction to run away. He runs towards a grocery store while zombies chase him. All doors are closed, and he falls. Just then, a door opens, and Dan pulls him inside. Dan had been camping there since yesterday and had set up a small survival area. But he didn't have a solid plan for survival. All boats had already left, and swimming across the water meant certain death. In the next scene, Andre goes to check on Annie, but she notices a zombie locked behind a door. That zombie is none other than Patricia. Dan had locked her up, hoping someone might cure her later. At the golf club, Michel sanitizes all the doors and calls his company. They tell him that expert help is on the way, but that he must follow company protocol. Suddenly, a zombie dog barks at him, and he kicks it away. It's revealed that he had also murdered one of his friends. Back at the store, Dan fails to light a fire, so Andre uses a lighter to do it. While eating, they listen to Dan's favorite radio show, where the zombie outbreak is blamed on terrorists. The host interviews the defense minister, who gives vague answers, raising suspicion that the government might sacrifice people to control the infection. Dan then calls the radio station and tells them some survivors need help. The host asks detailed questions about their location and actions. Annoyed by the interrogation, Dan hangs up. Dan and Andre start investigating the infection's source, hoping to create a vaccine. Dan concludes that the infection spread through tap water, since everyone who became a zombie had drunk it. Dan never drank tap water due to his paranoia about it being poisoned by terrorists. After some time, the three leave the store and take Patricia along, placing a cage on her head so she can't bite anyone. Outside, they see zombies with green, sticky substances on their bodies. Suddenly, a little girl attacks Dan, but he pushes her away without being able to kill her. Eventually, they reach Dan's car. Before the zombies can attack, they get in and drive off. Meanwhile, the biotech company sends twin sisters with weapons to the golf club. They kill every zombie in their path. Inside the club, Michel burns all documents related to the deal to erase evidence that the fertilizer caused the zombie infection. He keeps a small sample of the fertilizer. When the twins reach him, Michelle grabs one of their suitcases, which contains orbs with the infection's cure that could work within 24 hours. As soon as he picks one up, the twins force-feed him the sample, knock him out, and drag his body away. The orb drops to the floor. In the next scene, the three survivors drive to the water plant. They leave Annie in the car so her cries won't attract zombies, but taking Patricia along was risky, so they bring her too. They enter the building and find a zombie in the water tank with grass growing on its body. Patricia sees it and runs toward it, forcing the others to chase her. She jumps into the pool and Dan jumps. Meanwhile, Andre somehow manages to get into the car while running, and just then Dan also comes outside. He uses Patricia as a shield to keep the zombies away. After getting into the car, Dan hears some noise and realizes that Patricia's phone is still with him. He uses her broken arm to unlock the phone. That's when he notices something strange. Grass had started growing on Patricia's wounds. Seeing grass in the cold weather surprises him. But he then remembers an experiment that was conducted at the golf club. He realizes this might be the result of that experiment, not any terrorist activity. Back at the golf club, the twins start breaking all the spheres on the grass to destroy any remaining evidence. Just then, Dan's car arrives and they notice the strange smoke. Andre takes out the phone and starts recording everything. They head toward the front door, but it's locked, so Dan looks for another way in. He climbs to the roof, enters from above, and opens the door for the others. Then he locks Patricia in a storage room. Meanwhile, Andre arranges some chairs to make a sleeping space for Annie. After that, Dan and Andre search the entire building. Suddenly, they spot the dog that was still alive. But now, grass was growing all over its body. Just then, Dan starts to feel dizzy. Annie also begins crying loudly, so Andre runs to calm her down, only to find she had disappeared from her bed. As Andre searches for his sister, Dan walks into a dark corridor where he sees bombs on the floor that could blow up the entire building. By now, Dan is getting weaker, but he doesn't give up and makes his way to the room where all the bombs are connected to a timer. Extremely weak, Dan collapses but uses Patricia's broken hand to turn off the timer. At that moment, his eyes also start turning green. Outside the building, the twins notice that the building hasn't exploded yet, even after so much time, so they decide to go inside and check. They find Annie in the kitchen and feed her some fertilizer before leaving. Meanwhile, Andre, still searching for his sister, reaches the room where a zombified Michelle is locked up. Seeing that, he changes direction and finally finds his sister. But just as they're about to leave, the twins stop them. One of the twins covers Annie's mouth while the other forces fertilizer into Andre's mouth. But before it can take full effect, Annie turns into a zombie and bites the twins' hand, causing the fertilizer sample to drop. Dan then attacks the other twin and bites her too. As Andre steps back, he accidentally steps on one of the cure spheres, breaking it. Smoke spreads everywhere and Annie and Dan slowly begin to heal. Now Dan starts chasing Andre and they both run into the kitchen. Just as Dan is about to bite Andre, he senses Annie's presence and stops. At that exact moment, the two twins pull out their guns and shoot each other, not wanting to become zombies themselves. In the next scene, Andre takes Dan's old phone from his jacket and calls Patricia's number. He finds the phone by following the ringtone and starts recording a video where he explains everything that happened and asks for help. He uploads the video to the internet. Later, he helps Dan reach his daughter's room. Once Andre's video reaches news channels, the government sends in the military to clean up the area. The soldiers shoot every zombie they encounter. Andre also comes out of the building with his hands raised for help, carrying Patricia's broken hand in hopes of it helping develop a vaccine. Just then, another survivor approaches the soldiers, but they shoot him on sight. Realizing the soldiers weren't there to save survivors but to kill everyone and cleanse the area, Andre hides. Annie is now fully healed. Inside the golf club, Dan has also recovered. But soldiers enter the building and burn both him and Patricia alive. In the next scene, the defense minister is seen giving a speech on TV, telling the public that the situation is under control and the infection has been completely eradicated. He says there's no need to worry, all while sipping water from a mug with the biotech company's logo, revealing his involvement in the incident. Meanwhile, Andre is wandering, trying to survive. He finds many dead bodies of survivors killed by the soldiers. Suddenly, he spots a boat on the river. It was brought by Annie's nanny. The boat contains several wallets, and the two manage to escape using it. As they leave the island, Andre realizes Patricia's broken arm is no longer useful, so he throws it into the water. A fish bites it and instantly turns into a zombie. With that, the movie ends. Please subscribe to your own Majora Explainer channel.